Assalamu alaikum, everyone. Hope everybody enjoying the blessings of the month of Ramadan. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. In the name of Allah, the most gracious, the most merciful. I am Dr. Showkot Ara Rahman, and I work at Ummah Community Clinic as a pediatrician. I am also a Khateebah at Women Mosque of America. Thank you for joining me for another episode of very inspiring Muslim female figure in history. Today, I will talk about one of my role models, the 19th century female Muslim feminist. I can proudly say that she is no other than my homegirl, Begum Rokeya. Rokeya Showkot Hossain, known as Begum Rokeya, was born 9th December 1880 in the village of Pairaband, Rangpur, Bangladesh, what was then the British Indian Empire. Her father, Jahiruddin Mohammed, was a highly educated, multilingual intellectual and Jomidar, meaning landlord, and her mother was Rahatun Nessa. Rokeya's eldest brother, Ibrahim, taught English and Bengali to Rokeya and her sister, in secrecy against family's dislike, because the upper class Muslims of that time preferred to use Arabic and Persian as the media of education instead of their native language, Bengali. Both sisters became authors. Rokeya married at the age of 18 with Khan Bahadur Showkot Hossain, who earned his bachelor degree from England, and as a liberal, he encouraged Rokeya continue to learn English and Bengali, also inspired her to write. Begum Rokeya was a Bengali Muslim feminist, thinker, writer, educator, political activist, and advocate of women's rights. She is widely regarded as a pioneer of women's liberation and Islamic feminism in Bengal and in South Asia. She faced severe resistance from the society of her writings, for her writings and activism to change its attitude towards women. She attempted to inform women, number one, there is a world outside of their homes and kitchens, and also things other than clothes and jewelry. Her writings called upon women to protest against injustices and break the social barriers that discriminated against women. She inspired the Bengali Muslim women to wake up from the patriarchal slumber and accept their individualities. As such, she created a slogan, Jago Go Bhogini. That means, wake up, sisters. At the peak of her career, Rokeya had learned Bangla, Urdu, English, Persian, and Arabic. However, much of her literary work is in Bangla, and some of them in English. Rokeya wrote in a number of genres: short stories, poems, essays, novels, satirical writings. In her writings, she condemned the oppression of women conducted in the name of religion, when in fact gender equality had established in Islam in 7th century. Among her several books, Sultana's Dream in 1908 in Bengali and English is regarded as a notable and influential satire. This one. In Sultana's Dream, Rokeya wrote, reversing the roles of men and women, in which women were the dominant sex and the men are subordinate and confined to the mandana. She also depicts an alternative, feminist vision of science, in which inventions such as solar ovens, flying cars, and cloud condensers are used to benefit the whole of the society. She advocated men and women to be treated equally as rational beings. noting that the lack of education for women was responsible for their inferior economic position. So Rokeya held education to be the central precondition of women's liberation, establishing the first school aimed at primarily for Muslim girls, named Showkot Memorial Girls School in the memory of her late husband. In 1911, there are only 8 students. However, the strength increased to 84 by 1915, only in 4 years, and it became a high school in 1930. Among the many subjects taught at the school, the most prominent ones were nursing, sewing, home economics, Bangla, and English. She believed it was very important for women to be strong physically, so she focused more on physical activity in her school. Through practical training, Rokeya aimed at enabling women to be economically independent. She had gone from house to house, persuading the Muslim parents to send their girls to her school. Until her death, she ran the school despite facing hostile criticism and social obstacles. Having faced the issues being a woman herself, Rokeya decided to launch Islamic Women's Association in 1916, which is regarded as her greatest contribution to uplift the status of Bengali Muslim women. She organized events for social reforms based on the original teachings of Islam and spoke on Muslim women's rights. Her organization offered financial and educational support to poor Muslim women. It also provided shelter to poor widows, rescue and provide shelter to the physically and sexually abused wives and girls, and to help the poor families to marry off their daughters. But above all, to equip and empower impoverished women with the education through a literacy program run by a team of volunteers. She ran a Islam literary program, forming work teams to visit women in the slums to teach them reading, writing, personal hygiene, and childcare. Begum Rokeya was a practicing Muslim who recited Qur'an regularly and prayed 5 times a day. She applied her Quranic knowledge on women's rights and equality from several verses in Qur'an. I'm including only 2 verses here. Surah 4, Ayah 124. As for those who lead a righteous life, male or female, while believing, they enter paradise without the slightest injustice. In Surah 3, Ayah 195, their Lord responded to them, I never fail to reward any worker among you for any work you do, be you male or female. You are equal to one another. Begum Rokeya believed that men and women were created differently, but equally. The subjugated position of women was not due to Allah's will, but due to men's immorality. Begum Rokeya died of heart problems on 9th December 1932 on her 52nd birthday, while working on an article titled Narir Odhikar, meaning women rights. 9 December is celebrated as Rokeya Day in Bangladesh. You may also see on December 9, 2017, Google celebrated her 137th birthday with a Google Doodle. Salam, and may Allah bless us all.